What is up, everybody? Welcome to Sports and Random Shit. I am your host, Queen J, and I'm an asshole, and I always say this, but I am so sorry for just being the worst fucking YouTuber there could be because I was super consistent for a while, and then, sometimes it's difficult just with life, everything going on, and sometimes it's just like I guess, coming up with topics isn't always actually, you know what, to me it doesn't come that difficult, but it's definitely work. And I don't like to rush the process. I like to take my time with what I'm saying. So again, I apologize, but here we are, episode who fucking knows. Just a quick update for sports. We'll start off with today first and foremost. It is Father's Day and I am recording this Sunday night. Unfortunately for the Dodgers, Mookie did suffer an injury. He got hit by a fastball. I think it was almost 98 miles per hour. Don't know how long he's going to be out. It is broken. Apparently he will not be needing surgery, but this is obviously terrible news for us. He hasn't been out for a few weeks. I think he was only out for 3 weeks, back in June of 2022 with a fractured right rib. And I mean, I just feel like we were doing so well for, we started off the season kind of rocky, then we started fucking just boom, 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 boom. And then I don't know what happened. And then obviously, when something goes bad, it all goes bad. So this is really unfortunate for us. But gotta stay positive. I mean, luckily or unluckily, or unfortunately, there are 162 games. So obviously losing a few doesn't hurt us as much as if it was 16 games or 17 games like the NFL. Can I bring me a love you?
Shoot them all.
I see you in your papa.
Look. I mean, where's your bag? With the yellow one. I never got my money out.
I owe you 500, don't I?
Mm.
Yeah, I do. It's not yellow. It's not green. It's brown. We agreed on.
No, I put it in the little baggie. In your little orange bag.
So another color.
It was in your car.
Okay, it's right here in the shoe closet.
Where?
The shoe closet, coat closet, whatever.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
What?
Did you find the fob?
No.
Oh, you did.
Did I hang it up?
Yes.
Oh, I hung it up.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I know.
Am I able to continue recording now?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good night, baby.
Good night, baby. I love you.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, baby. NBA Finals. NBA Finals have been a little disappointing to say the least. Obviously, as a Laker fan, y'all already knew who I was rooting for. And honestly, as a fan of basketball, I just wanted a really good series. And I'm watching the first 3 games what the fuck? Literally actually pissed at Luka for playing fucking just dumbass. Game 3, bro. How do you foul out? Game 3, you're supposed to win this game. If you go down 3-0, the chances of you coming back, I mean, if we're taking stats, is 0% based on history. And I'm really, bro? 4 fouls in 1 fucking quarter? That's nuts. You literally needed to fucking win that game. And you didn't. I mean, obviously they killed the Celtics game 4, but they still have to do it 3 more times if they want to win the championship. Hey, anything can happen, right? I'm not going to say no until it's completely over, but it's just not looking in their favor, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where the current finals are. Let's touch on the NFL. Chiefs got the ring. I swear every year these rings just keep getting nicer and better and shinier and more expensive, and they're so fucking fire. Like, I just love the details that go into it. Like, I'm just like, damn, technology is crazy to take those videos of those rings. But, like, I love the whole setup. I love the shape. I love the color scheme. I love how they did, like, the Tom and Jerry play to win them the Super Bowl. Like, I just, all of it is just fucking flames, 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 fire, 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 fire. And let's see here, what else? So the Chiefs also went to the White House. And I'm catching up on everything from weeks ago. So they went to the White House. Nothing too crazy to speak on there. Justin Jefferson getting paid, of course. That's huge. And it makes players like CeeDee Lamb and he will be like, yeah, y'all gonna pay us, or we're just gonna sit out, because what the fuck, my boy just got paid. And I know CD's like, especially CeeDee Lamb, like, he's like, really, Cowboys? Like, honestly, like, how exciting would you be without me? Like, truthfully speaking, like, let's be for fucking real, bro. Yes, let's see what else. Oh, CMC also got paid. Obviously, he got paid what, like $19 million a year for a running back. Like, that's just unheard of. However, in his case, unfortunately or fortunately, again, he lives in the state of California. So those 19 milli automatically cut in half because of taxes, and then cut in half again just because of living. Like, life here is expensive as fuck. I know from living here myself. So yes, it's great money, very commendable, but in California it just doesn't go very far, unfortunately. Let's see, more NFL news. My opinion on mini camps. So first of all, mini camps are literally mini, because it's like 3 days. I think for vets and for rooks, it's gonna look a little different, or a lot different, I should say. Just from what I've, heard former players say in like different shows and whatnot. I know my understanding is that vets, especially when they've already made a name for themselves, like, they go in there and it's just literally like, even though it's mandatory, it's not really mandatory. It's more like suggested, is what they should call it. Just suggested mini camp, because they don't even get reps. They're there for like, they're there for more support. They're there to be leaders for the rookies. I think they're there for mentorship, but they're not going to take any reps. I don't make the world of Aaron Rodgers missing minicamp. Like, a lot of people are like losing their minds over it. Obviously you need stories to tell. You need to have a clickbait. But it's just not that big of a deal, man. Like, I would be more concerned about him getting through more than 4 plays again this year. The Jets have bigger problems to worry about than Aaron Rodgers missing minicamp. But, I say this year, there's a lot of pressure on them, because if things don't work out for the Jets, like if Aaron Rodgers doesn't do well, first of all, Robert Saleh, he's not going to have a job, and that whole team is just going to completely dismantle. But anyway, that's how I feel about minicamp. Okay, let's see what else. So let's talk about the WNBA. Who knew that the WNBA would be this polarizing one day? Who freaking knew? Personally, as a female, even though it's polarizing, even though people have some negative shit to say, overall, it's fucking lit that this sport is growing. Like, you're getting ratings. You're being talked about on, like, every fucking sports show that you turn on. Like, you hear this shit all the time. Like, it's fucking great. I just love the attention that it's getting, and I think it's only going to keep getting better and better. And like I said, for me, just being a female, like, I'm very proud to see this I think it's just like the fastest growing sport. I would say that I've seen, maybe that and UFC have probably been like the fastest growing. So it's really great to see. And I think that is all that I have for sports right now. I promise you guys, I'm going to try to be better again. Like, I need to stop being a fucking piece of shit and just do better. Oh, one more thing I remembered, speaking of being a podcaster or whatever. Jason Kelce, now that he's doing this full time, he talked about how the Eagles are for sale, or they were talking about it, and I think it would be so cool for him to own them. Obviously you need a couple billion, like over 6, more like 7, probably 8, honestly. That's probably what the Eagles are worth, because the Commanders sold for what, 6.7 billion, 6.3 billion. I think it's like 6.3, close to 6.3. I would have to go back and look, but that's a current price. But the Eagles are obviously, more. They have a little bit more. What's it called? Not credibility, more value. So, Jason, I don't know. You and I might have to go in on this team because I want to own a team as well. But anyway, I try to be better. But that was it for our sports update, at least for the time being. Okay, so now moving on to things that I've done in the last, now what, 2.5 weeks. So first and foremost, obviously since the car accident, I've been looking at cars, just exploring my options, seeing what I want to do, paying off some credit cards to help me with like my credit score and whatnot. And I think I narrowed it down to the car that I want. Now it's just going through the process of purchasing that car. I have my plan in motion. I am going through a broker instead, just so that it could be cheaper for me. So stay tuned for that. That's exciting, right? I won't show you guys, but I'm still missing a fucking nail. And last time I thought I could put acrylic over it. And, well, actually I didn't even update. Yeah, so when my car accident, and I literally broke my nail. I didn't realize it was this bad, but like I lost the whole thing. It's pretty fucked up. Anyway, last time I went in and I tried putting acrylic over it, and honestly, it was not a good idea because it looked, when I took off the acrylic, I was like, oh my god, this is not cute. Like, I need to let them heal. So if you guys see me outside without a fucking nail, please mind your own business and don't stare at my nail, because I'm already insecure about it. Like, I have to shake people's hands like this. Like, this is embarrassing. But yeah, this is crazy. But anyway, we're rocking the short nails this time around. Being a little bit more classy, only because I'm missing this nail. But you know what? I can't say that I mind this. I like the color. I told my son, I said, he didn't even compliment them. He's like, I really like them. He doesn't like the long ratchet shit, I guess. But anyway, that's all. Yeah, taking care of that whole situation. My son got his license, which I think I already spoke about that last time that I made a video. So I also have to help or start looking for a car for him as well. What else did I do? Again, it was Father's Day today, so obviously got together with my family, did the pool, whatnot. My brother's birthday was like a week ago, so we went out to dinner. We also went to Disney. I guess it's considered for all, just because, but also for like all of their birthdays. My niece and nephew's birthday's in May, his birthday's in June. So we went to Disney, and I fucking love Disney. Like, Disney is such a good fucking time. Like, honestly, like, if I knew somebody wanted to be on a date to Disney, I'd be like, all right, what's up? Let's go. Obviously with somebody that I want to go with. But yeah, let's go be cute. Let's get some matching shit. Let's go drink at Disney's California Adventure. Let's go. I love Disney. And let's see here. I did book some travel, so expect that, because you know what? Like I said, I think I've talked about this in my video before. I get bored very easily. Like, my life is very like, I like to work. I like to make the money that I need to make to pay the shit that I have to pay. I like the fact that I am a boss ass bitch and I can handle it myself. But your girl does get bored. Like, I've been so good, like, lately, where I'm like, me and my friends always joke, like, or like one of my guy friends, he's always like, you need to write a book, because like, just some of the shit that I've been through and some things that just happened, it's just like, only you, bro. Like, it just some stupid shit that I've done. But I just feel like lately, I just, like, my life is so boring. Like, you ask me, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, nothing, just, work, take my son to school, work, take my son to practice, work out, work. Like, I'm not even really drinking, partying, no nothing. Which is great. Like, I'm not saying that I need to do all those things, but I'm just saying, like, I've just been so focused that, like, sometimes you just get a little bit, I can't speak, I guess, for the general public, for myself, like, if I have, like, no reward or just nothing to look forward to, like, no adventure, like, no fuck shit, like, I'm just like, bro, like, I gotta do something about this, because I'm literally legitimately bored. Like, I don't know what to fucking do with myself. So I did book some travel. Some of it includes, I haven't booked it all. I am going to Mexico, which for me, honestly, I've been in Mexico so many times that I'm like, that's not like my first pick, but I'm like, I wanted something quick, easy, like, let's go. I am doing something around football schedule, then also something at the end of the year, so stay tuned for those. And let me see what else happened. Oh, speaking of travel, I went on a little getaway, I guess a secret getaway. I didn't know if I was gonna go. Literally, this happened like the day that I went. I went to Seattle for like 2 days. I have a friend out there, and it's like, hey, come out. I was like, fuck it, I need adventure. But honestly, it wasn't that adventurous. My friend did have to work, so I just I did what I do at home. I just went to the gym. But you know what? It was a nice change of scenery. I love it out there. It's very green, very nature. So I wasn't upset about it, but yeah, I just went away for 2 days real quick, jetted back. Now I'm back in California. Well, I've been back, but it's just funny. It's like nobody would even fucking know that I was gone. I was gone. Anyway, something else that happened. My client reopened escrow on another property, and I think this one's a go. I don't ever like to speak too soon because I've told y'all, like, I don't like when shit falls out. Like, I'm not excited until the day that it literally closes. Like, I give you your keys, like, cool, like, we good, because anything could happen. But honestly, like, me and this client have been working together for literally over a year. And when I say for her, I'm not doing this for money, because quite frankly, I'm like barely gonna get paid shit from this deal. It's because I just have been working with her for so long that I really want to help her out. And honestly, she was a special case because she didn't have, I'm basically getting her into a home with putting $0 down. Like, when I mean $0 down, I mean, oh, sorry, I should say she is paid for the inspection and the appraisal. But besides that, nothing else. Like, I'm that girl. I know how to do my job. So, I mean, it's cool that we got her this far. Like, I'm just happy that we were finally able to get her into something that she actually loves. And it's just like all like the pieces are just like kind of like falling into place and making sense. Like, we try to get away from this place and it just keeps coming back. Try to get away from it again, something else like comes. So it's just like aligns with everything that we've been discussing, and it's just great. I'm super excited for her. We did the inspection this past weekend. I kind of fucked up once because I didn't fully confirm the first time, so we had to reschedule. But anyway, that's beside the point. I've already known her mom and her sister. I saw them again, and me and the mom just talked, and me and her just really had like a really deep conversation where I feel like I needed that in that very moment, because I've been asking God for a sign, and I'll touch on this a little bit later, but I've been asking God for like a sign for him to come to my dream, for him to speak to me through somebody else, of just like what's going on in my life. And like, honestly, her mom literally spoke to me like with things like literally that my soul needed to hear at that moment. I don't want to go into details because I feel like it's a little too personal, but just know, like, asking you shall receive. Like, God is so good. The power of prayer, the power of my freaking words. Because anytime I've ever said something that I like, and I know like I'm gonna make this shit happen, or like I just speak it so much, like in this case of prayer, like speak to me through somebody, like literally it happens. So don't be afraid to ask. You just have to be specific, and you just have to know what you want. But like I said, I'll touch on this a little bit later, because I want to talk about another fun fact real quick. Okay, I was saying that fun facts. This is actually more things that I did still. I just read things wrong. But this is not necessarily something that I did. It's just a blast from the past. So I had, the other day I got a random text from somebody. And it was just like Jay. And I was like, who is this? And they told me their name. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Because I had bumped into this person after like literally 4 years. Just at an event, and bumped into them, and just said hi, whatever. But it's so funny because this specific person, and we talked about it already, so it's just cool that we got to talk about it. But me and him, I guess we've just known each other for now 7 years, 8 years, and for a little while we tried to talk, I guess. Maybe not, I don't know if I can label it completely as talking, but whatever. We hung out. And I remember the first time I hung out with him, like, we would be in each other's phones, whatever, like, talk all the time. But when I actually got to hang out with him in person, it was like I was hanging out by myself. And this is at a time where I was still very, like, now I'm just like, you do that shit to me, now I'm done. Sometimes I still lose my personality when I get into a situation where I really like somebody, which I will touch on again later. But like right now, it's like I don't play that shit. Like I know my worth. You know, like I do have my own insecurities, which again I'll touch on. I keep saying that, but it's because I have a specific topic that I want to talk about. But like I'm good, you know. So I went and hung out with this guy, and like literally he was just quiet like the entire time that I was there. I mean, not quiet. Sorry, he was on the phone with somebody. Like it was like I thought it was a cousin or whatever, but I mean the entire time it's like I was just sitting there by myself. Like why am I even here? Whatever. Again, I just would never now. I was still also like not living on my own at that time. So like I was more prone to like drive to a man's house, like as opposed to like if you want to hang out with me, you know, you want to go on go somewhere, you do the effort as a man, do the man's job, pick me up, do whatever, provide transportation. I don't care, but like I'm just not about to like pick up and drive to your place. Like I have my own place that I can stay at. We're just not gonna play that, right? I just don't put myself in those situations, but unless it's already somebody that I'm dating or we're going to each other's houses, that's different. But anyway, I'm by myself, and then I still kind of talk to him because I never talked to him about it at the time because I just felt like I didn't have like that relationship with him. Whatever, asked me out again. We go and hang out at this spot to watch a game, and he was there with some friends. He told me to bring some friends, but like I didn't bring any. I went by myself. So I'm there. He says hi, and then like literally that's it. Like he's talking to everybody else but me. So I'm just kind of sitting there by myself. Like, all right, well, I guess I'm just watching this game by myself. No drinks were offered. Like nothing was offered. Like literally no words. His friend shows up. Like this friend shows up maybe like, I don't know, an hour after we're all there. Maybe it wasn't that long. Maybe it was shorter. I don't know. But I'm just kind of sitting by myself. Yeah, we're all together, but I'm kind of sitting by myself. This friend like sees that I'm kind of like with a friend group, but he didn't know that I was with this guy. So he starts talking to me, but just very friendly, like nothing where, you know, like nothing crazy. Whatever. Tells me, he's like, you're not drinking? I said, oh, I haven't gotten a drink. He's like, let me get you a drink, whatever. Once the guy that invited me out hears this guy asking for a drink, he was like, no, it's cool. He's like, what do you want to drink? I said, this guy's like, no, get this. Like, you know, and then the other guy's like, no, get this instead. So they're like arguing about what drink I should get. And I think the guy that came in, I was just like, oh, yeah, it's fine. You can just get that. Like, it's like no problem. And so then after that, the guy that had invited me out, I mean, he was already quiet with me to begin with, but I could just tell his energy was just like, whatever. So I had to leave early, and I was like, hey, well, I'm leaving. Literally didn't walk me out, didn't say bye, no nothing, right? Sends me a text saying, like, delete my, you know, block my number. You embarrassed the fuck out of me today. I didn't even reply because at this point, I honestly, genuinely did not give a fuck. Because it's like, you're going to have me there acting like I don't exist. You're going to wait until your boy shows up to offer me a drink for you to offer me a drink. Like, I'm good. So we actually spoke about this because, you know, it just came up, like, it's been 4 years. Like, we both of us don't give a fuck anymore. And then he thought, when I said something about, like, oh, it's not talking. He's like, no. He's like, you know exactly what happened. So he told me the situation. He's like, you know, if I was like, say like things were reversed, roles were reversed. He's like, I would never put you in a position to embarrass you like that. Like if one of your girls was trying to holler, I would never holler back, you know. I just would have like that respect for you, and like everyone there thought like that you were in the wrong. And I was like, look, I completely understand when I totally agree. Like there's different ways to go around it. He also said I could have talked to him, but I was like, but I couldn't. We didn't have that relationship. And then I told him about the situation with like his brother, or sorry, not his brother, the cousin that he was on the phone with. He's like, I didn't know that bothered you. He explains to the situation, but he's like, I didn't know that you felt some type of way about it. I was like, yeah, we just didn't have that relationship. Like always super inconsistent. And then he also told me how that whole situation with that day, like the friend or whatever. And I was like, first of all, like that guy, I was like, me and that guy, like literally like nothing ever happened between us. Like it was just, I just got whatever. We got the drink and like nothing happened between us. I was like, he's a nice guy, but you know, just no. And he, and I told the guy though, I was like, you know what? Like the guy that had invited me, so the guy that I reconnected with, I told him, I said, although I know that you're right in what you said, at that moment, I just didn't give a fuck because I don't want to talk to you no more because of the way that you did me when I was with you. Like, so even though you said like, oh yeah, you embarrassed the fuck out of me, I'm like, good, you deserved it. You know, in that moment, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, maybe, like I said, now that I'm grown, I just wouldn't even entertain somebody. I wouldn't go and hang out with them at their house. I wouldn't go and still hang out with them again after they just ignored me. But like I said, it's been 4 years. We're both more grown. And I'm not even saying that it's like anything. But it's just cool that we got to like talk about the situation because we both got to see like each other's point of view. Because he didn't even know that I felt the way that I did. And, you know, we're just cool. Like, just chopped it up and just caught up. But it was just funny that like came back from the past. And I'll add that to the things that I did this week or last week or the 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Now on to fun facts. So lately, you know, I talked about the insecurities that I've been feeling lately, and I said something else. I just can't remember what that was, but the insecurities that I've been feeling lately come from mainly career stuff, you know. Like, no one tells you how difficult it is to, like, basically you blink, you open your eyes, and then it's like 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later. And then you sit there and think, what the fuck did I do with my life? Like, for myself, like, I went to school for sports journalism. Like I said, I've learned pretty much so many different skills, you know, from real estate to life insurance to getting my master's and just learning a bunch of different shit. And then, you know, like, especially like with like going to school, like I know how hard I busted my ass off to get my master's from USC, and like thinking my life was gonna go a certain way, and then obviously it didn't. And now it's been like years, and I'm sitting here like, fuck, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, you know, like that feeling of feeling lost, like, which I speak about so much, but it's because it's just so like real to me, and just like I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know. And then you have to thinking about like when I speak about like having like that powerful words and manifesting shit, it comes easily to me whenever I know exactly what I want to get, what I want to go after, what I want to do. But when you don't have that clear mind, when you close your eyes and you don't see anything, like you just see blank, like, you know, you have certain goals, obviously, right? But it's like that middle part of like how you get there. And it's like you close your eyes and it's blank. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to ask for? Like, I'm like, with journalism, for example, I'm like, am I supposed to be like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm going to go move to Montana now and go make like $10 an hour working at this news station as a PA, production assistant, for those that don't know. Or just something along those lines. And I'm like, I'm not in the position where I want to do that or I can do that. Like, I just, no. Like, we're not doing that. But like I said, you just sit here and just like, well, if I keep doing the same shit I'm doing right now, next year I'm just going to be a year older. And it's going to be another 5 years. And I'm going to blink and open my eyes again. It's going to be the same shit. So, yeah, it's been... That right there is probably like the root problem of like my insecurities and what everything's coming from right now, because it literally affects everything else in my life, which is why I feel sometimes I attract the type of men that I do, to be honest with you. So let me backtrack a little bit. When I was speaking earlier about that, my client's mom coming to my life and literally speaking to me like in something that I needed, like, honestly, like I said, the day before I was praying to God, like, just send me a sign to let me know, like, basically what's going on in my life. Because right now I just feel very, like, lost. Like, just send me something, God. Like, through somebody, through my dreams, through, like, anything. And then when that lady spoke to me, like, that's when I was like, damn, like that was honestly, like, God sent. But, again, as I touched on already, these insecurities bring up a lot of problems. Like, whenever I feel like I'm just like not like my high self, like I'm like honestly like feel like a little bit like a loser, which I hate that I feel that way about myself, but I do sometimes. It just attracts like the wrong different type of crowd. It attracts the wrong people, the wrong things, it's wrong environments. Like, I know for a fact that I've been more like in a low vibration type of energy recently, just because like I'm like, it's not that my life sucks, it's bad, it's not that I haven't accomplished a lot. It's just that in this very moment, I'm like stuck. I hate feeling stuck. I hate not having a clear path. Like, I don't know what that path looks like, but I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of whatever the fuck this is. So, you know, and I know that I will. I know that I'll do it. I know that with God willing, like, I'm gonna do great things. So, I'm not I can't be worried about myself. But in that process, I also have to be strong because sometimes I'm a very emotional, expressive person. I try to be a little bit more thoughtful now and not be as impulsive just because I'm like, okay, these emotions are temporary. Just remind yourself that emotions are temporary. Like, think of like things like through a logistics standpoint. Um, and so recently, I feel like the people that I've been attracting, especially with men, have just been guys who just honestly don't deserve me, who lust over me, but don't actually know the real me. A lot of people don't know the real me, and I can't blame them for that because I don't allow myself to be that vulnerable with everybody because it hurts. It hurts to open up and then for people to let you down. You know, why would I want to do that? But there's only a few people who know me for the real me, and whenever I feel like people actually care about me, like my soul, and not just like my beauty, like it really means a lot to me. Um, I feel like right now, like I said, with the guys that just like lust over me, it's like, yeah, pretty privilege is obviously a thing and I'm all for it and it's helped me out for sure. But when it comes to like talking to somebody, to a man, like, like that, when I was talking about the insecurities that you feel, like, they don't realize that them doing the shit that they do just hurts a little bit of your soul each and every time. Like, that's not gonna help my confidence because now what I'm thinking is, damn, like, I feel such like so shitty about myself in some areas already that these guys literally think of me like the same way, if not worse. And it just hurts a little bit, And then what do? Like, for myself, it's just like, all right, well, these people clearly don't deserve my energy, so I'm just going to go vent to my friends or vent to myself a million times and think over and over and over again while I sit here by myself thinking about what I feel, as opposed to telling somebody that doesn't give a fuck about me how they made me feel. But I know everything happens for a reason in life. I just sometimes it's a lot. It's been a lot for me recently, but I'm just very thankful that I met my client's mom, or I've already known her, but I met her, like, for real. First of all, guys, I have to apologize if I sound a little delirious. It's because I am. Another thing, too, is, so a guy and I were talking about this. He saw that there was like this episode of where Joy Taylor was saying that her friend went to dinner with this guy, or she was dating this guy, right? They go to 2 dinners, he pays for them, wines and dines or whatever. Third date comes along and the woman puts her card down and like she pays for the dinner. And they had dinner plans for like a fourth date basically. But before that fourth date happens, the guy's like, hey, you're great, blah, blah, blah. I'm just not that into you. So she's like, then why the fuck did I just pay for this fucking dinner? Like, here's your, like, you pay me for your portion. And he goes and sends her like the first 2 dates. And the guy asked me, he's like, what do you think about that situation? Like, if you would have put your card down. And I was like, I am not about to put my card down. Like, first of all. He said, but would you have said something? How do you put your card down? Like, would you have said something in that moment? Like, if he would have been like, oh, well, your card's already done, just go ahead and pay. And I told him, I said, I would like to believe that I would say something just because, like I said, I know my worth. Like, I'm just, like, I'm not about to do that. Like, I just don't want to be paying for dinners. Like, if I'm dating somebody, like, imagine how stupid I'm going to look. Like, most of the time, it's the guy that drags a girl along. Like, let's just be for fucking real. You can tell if a girl's really into you for the most part. But a guy will just, like, drag you on and then, like, make you waste your time, money, energy, effort, and then ghost you. I mean, in this case, at least he didn't ghost her, right? You have, like, the respect enough to do that. But I was just like, no, I was like, when I spoke about earlier about losing my personality, I was like, sometimes what happens to me, and I have to work on it to not be this way, but sometimes I lose my personality when I like somebody. Like, for example, that guy, the blast from the past I spoke about, in that moment, like, oh, like, I'm not gonna say anything about the fact that I'm being ignored. Like, I just could never right now, like, I would speak my fucking mind. Like, no, like, I know what the fuck have my own insecurities about my career, whatever, but it's like, I know what the fuck I am at the end of the day. Like, I know that I'm that girl, that I'm that boss ass bitch, and, like, you're gonna treat me as such, and I'm not a fucking option, bro. I'm your first choice or nothing. Like, that's it. Your only choice. And so I would like to think that, that attitude is the one that's going to be, yeah, but then what if I lost my personality and I just become stupid when I like somebody? That's why I have to keep myself in check all the time, because then people will just walk over you. People will treat you however you allow them to treat you. And I'll be fucked up if I let a man treat me like shit. Like, again, I got my girlfriends that I can vent to. You pissed me off once, cool. We're good. Like, you can piss me off or disappoint me once, but, like, that's it, you know? There's nothing else here. Nothing else here. But anyway, he was asking me if I would just, like, you know, what I thought about that. We spoke about that. Then he asked me if I would just be like the girl to pay. And I was like, maybe I was already together with my man. And I've spoken about this before. I love to spoil my man. I really do. And if I was already with my man, then maybe, you know, like, I would want to pay for dinner. But, like, for, like, a birthday or something. Like, there's just some things that I just want the man to do. You know, I want him to pay for our dinners. I want it to be wine and dined. Like, I want to be the queen. I want to be treated queen-like treatment. Like, I don't want to do that to a guy. But I will make up in other areas, you know, like, or pay for other shit. But then I was also thinking, I'm like, I feel like lately I've been speaking like I want to be, like, saved by this guy and, like, never work and just be, like, a trophy wife. Which doesn't sound terrible, I guess. But then I'm like, ever since I was young, because me and my son's dad, like, we were both young and dumb when we dated. Like, we both did some stupid shit. And I'll never, like I said, I have nothing against him, like, whatsoever. Like, there's no drama here. We're good. But one of the things that I will say that I did not appreciate was the fact I was really young, right? So I had no choice but to rely on this guy for, like, everything, financial, everything, right? And whenever we would get into arguments, the first thing that was taken from me was financial shit. So when we broke up, that was also, like, another topic of conversation. And I told myself, I will never, ever, ever allow a man to hold something over me or say that I only have something because of him, because you got me fucked up. So that's when I became super independent, right? And I'm so thankful for that. With my ex-boyfriend, it was the complete opposite, where I was taking care of shit because he was too fucking broke to take care of shit. And, you know, he was working on his stuff, and I believed in him, and I was supporting him, whatever. I thought it was gonna be like a Conor McGregor type of love, where I don't know why I used him. He's just the first person that came to mind. Where, you know, I looked out for my man, now he's gonna look out for me. We're gonna have this power couple, yada yada yada. Bitch, this is not fucking Disney. Like, just stop. Not that Conor McGregor's Disney, but you know what I mean. And so on the other spectrum, I also don't want that. I don't want to be like the only, like, what the fuck? Like, what do I look like? A whole man doing that? Like, no, I'm never going to do that either. Ideally, what I would love to have, a situation that I would want is, again, I'm that girl. Yes, right now, maybe in a transitioning period of, like, that next step in my life, but it's coming. I'm not worried about me. It's coming. And that's fine. But I'm a boss ass bitch, right? I'm gonna get mine because I'm gonna get mine. I've taken care of my fucking son. I've taken care of myself. I have my village, of course, my mom, my dad, my family. Like, I love them. Like, they've been my fucking rocks, and a lot of the shit that I've accomplished, or everything I've accomplished, I would not have been able to without them. But at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna get mine. I know I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna own Queen Yachty. I'm gonna own Air J. I'm gonna have my houses. I'm gonna have my businesses. I'm gonna be straight. But in the same token, I still want a man to be a man and do man things, right? Like let's take Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, for example. Both respectable human beings and respectable career, what's the word I'm looking at? Like, in their positions, like, they're at the top of their fucking career. Like, they're, like, right here. They're equal, completely equal. And obviously Taylor Swift makes more money than he does, but you still see the way that they move. Obviously, I'm not in their finances. I'm not there in their everyday conversation. I don't know what he pays for, she pays for. But just from looking at them, he still looks like he takes on, like, that man role. Like, I'm going to handle things like a man. I still think that a man should provide and protect. And knowing that, yeah, my girl she has her own, but she doesn't need, like, I got us, you know? She doesn't need to. Like, I'm good. I know what I'm a man. I'm going to provide. We're going to be straight. And, you know, that's what I want for myself. So I'm not trying to be saved. I just want to find, if I ever find somebody, or I'm not looking for somebody, so if that somebody ever finds me, see, I attract, not chase. If that somebody ever finds me, it's because you're going to be in that position where it's just going to be like, we're a power couple. You're going to handle shit, but you're not going to expect me to be like the man in the relationship. You know, you're gonna still support me. You're gonna treat me like your queen. I'm still gonna have, like, that trophy wife, like, this is my girl, you know? But I'm gonna take care of my girl because I'm the man at the end of the day. So ideally, I think that's the situation that I would want. Like, I don't want a guy to be like, yeah, you need me, bitch. No, because you don't need me, right? Who just sent me something? I don't know. You don't need me. Or sorry, I don't need you. Like, I got it on my own, baby. But I love you for just loving me and being the man that you need to be to me, and for us being this power couple. And yeah, for giving me that princess Disney fairy tale romance. But anyway, I'm so fucking delirious, you guys. I'm literally like falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie. Like in my mind, I'm like falling asleep. So thank you guys for being so patient, for your support, for just being here. And I'm sorry. Every week I say I'm gonna try to be better, but I promise I'm really gonna try to be better. I'm gonna get it together one day, okay? We're gonna get paid for this shit one day too. It's coming. But anyway, love y'all. Thanks for the support, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.